Hello, welcome to this taste challenge. 10 minutes late, but a totally unavoidable circumstance. All right, we have Jethro tea boots. You said, never heard of this. Well, you won't ever see it unless you go to CVS pharmacy. And in some states, maybe most states, CVS does not sell liquor. Here it does. So does Walgreens and pretty much every other outlet. Jethro tea boots, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, sour mash. It's produced by the Legacy Distilling Company. Not an actual company. The real name of the company is the Sazerac Company. This is aged at least 4 years because there's no age statement anywhere on the bottle. All right. Same exact bottle design as Ancient Age, but it's aged a year longer. A minimum of a year longer. It might be older than 4 years. I don't know. It's probably not. Jim Beam original. Okay. This company started back in 1795 or around that time, but actually the Jim Beam bourbon whiskey didn't come out till 1938. So 79 years ago. All right. Aged 4 years. Says that right there on the bottle. That's one of their marketing points. All right. Got the labels here. Jim Beam, JB. All right. Will I be able to tell them apart? I don't know. Okay. Which one's going to be better? Well, you would hope the Jim Beam would be better. You can get this for $12 a bottle, $13 a bottle. And you can get the Jethro tea boots for less than $9 a bottle if you have a CVS card. I ended up paying about 50 cents more because I didn't have a card. I mean, you don't have to pay to get one of those customer cards. You know, they do that so they could track your purchases and know what emails to send you. But so you would think that a product that's $4 or $5 less a bottle would not be up to the level of the more expensive one, but that is not always the case from these taste tests. And I was saying at first that, oh, this is just a mimic of Ancient Age, but it is not. They just use the same bottle, but it's not aged the same amount of time. This one's saying bottled in Louisville. Ancient Age is distilled, aged, and bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky. So I didn't know what I was talking about. All right. At first, both golden, amber. So they don't look any different from the other alcohol eggs on them. So there's not a, you could easily get confused between the two in appearance. JTB, Jethro tea boots, and Jim Beam. JB versus JTB. We'll go ahead and set up the chat for what it's worth. Probably nobody chatting at this hour, 5:45 a.m. Might see the sun coming up. Okay. Almost there. I'm already mixed up about the mix-up. That's good. I don't know which is which. We'll give us some more mixing. Isaac Rockmore says, top of the morning. Dead Guy Ale for me tonight. Cheers. Oh, yeah. That's my favorite one from Rogue. And I know people would say, what? That's just their run-of-the-mill flagship brand. It's nothing special about it. But yeah, but to me, it's the best one I've tried from them. I don't know. I just like something about DGA. Cheers. Cheers back to you. Johnny Benavidez says, how do you like Jim Beam? Do you like Jim Beam rather than this? I like Jim Beam fine. Seems okay to me. The price is nice. It's not expensive. But then the Jethro T boot seems fine too, and it's $8.99 a bottle, or less, or a little more, around that, around $9 a bottle. So I mean, you know, you're gonna go with the best value, right? I would. All right. Can't tell which is which. Got them at the same level. There's no tip off there. And these Diamore liqueur glasses. I'm so glad I have these. I know of a store. They just gave me a bunch of these glasses because well, I want to get into the whole story because maybe they shouldn't do that. All I'm gonna say is I got the glasses from them and I appreciate it. That's a better watch. What I'll say. All right. Oh, spicy in the nose. A burn from alcohol, 80 proof. Okay, so get that antiseptic burn. Little sweetness, caramel, wood, vanilla, oak wood. You know, okay. Knob Creek review coming soon. Do your thing, he says. Not anytime soon, no, because I've got such a backlog that it's going to take, I mean, really, this is not a joke, about 2 years to get through what I've got. So I can't really buy anything else. Now, if I go to Texas and there's a whole bunch of stuff I know I'll never see, I might be tempted to buy, you know, if it's inexpensive, but I really don't want to buy anything else. Brandy or whiskey or scotch or Canadian blended whiskey because I've got too much. Now, if I go to David's house and he's got something he wants to try, like the Sacred Bond, Bottled and Bond brandy from Heaven Hill, you know, from the Christian Brothers, yeah. But, and he might have Knob Creek to try or something like that, but to go buy it, I just don't have, there's no purpose in it. It doesn't make any sense to have all these bottles and they're not even open. That it's just stupid. And I was telling him about the beer. I said, you ought to work on a goal, drinking down your beer stash. He said he agreed with that. He said, it's just not going to hold up. I said, much worse than liquor. It's going to deteriorate. And then you've got what? All these expensive cork bottles that are no good to drink. I mean, there's no point in the hoarding. So he was going along with that idea that it's sort of like my situation. You got out of hand. There's no, and then people saying, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. As far as beer, I said, you know, look in my refrigerator, and then you're not going to say buy this, buy that. You're going to say don't buy anything. Right. Now this other one here. Okay, it seems they have more of that, what I call a greenwood, evergreen mossiness, which is that, in my mind at least, the Jim Beam character. And I've gotten it wrong before, but it seems to have that. Favorite alcohol you've had during this experiment? Favorite alcohol I've had during the experiment? Oh, that's a tough question. This one is sweeter. I'm telling you, this one has a lot more sugar sweetness. So already, and I don't know this, I'm just guessing this, but already I think this is the Jethro T Boots, and I think this is the Jim Beam. Now, which one is a better smell? I don't think either one is better. They're just different. See, different doesn't always mean better or worse. It just means different. Same thing with beer. What about this versus that? What about this versus that? I tell people, well, they're different, but they're like similar quality. And then I get a lot of ribbing, or people that go after me and say, you rate everything too high, you like too much. Everything with you is A minus, A, B plus. But I know, but because there's so much high quality beer out there, I'm not going to get on the internet and just start saying this is a C, this is a B, and then I'm going to think, oh, I had too many B's, so let me drop some to C. Well, that would be fake. What would be the purpose of doing the videos? And so I can make a bunch of fake videos. If I do 1,000 more beer reviews and they're all an A minus, then that's what they'll be, an A minus. Okay, to me that's a good sign. It's a sign. You say, oh, it's just a sign that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't have good taste. Okay, fine. But I think the reality, but what really is going on, is a good sign that you can get a lot of really good beer, and the prices aren't bad. The prices are decent, you know. So I think that's the real story. Best product so far. Oh, the one that keeps coming in my head, and this is going to sound crazy because, you know, you would think it's going to be the Hennessy Black, something like that, which was fabulous. But, and this is just without thinking about it too much, but I think one that stands out in my memory, and every sip I enjoyed it. It was like I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And it was like all good and no bad and so wonderful. It was that Fleur de Lis Napoleon VVSOP brandy from France. It was imported from France. It was bottled in Cleveland. I think they moved the production to a different company bought the rights, because it's a different importer on the label now. The price has gone up 2 cents. It got bought. It used to be $12.99 for that big liter bottle, but it's like $14.99. But that's the one I would strongly recommend. And who in the world ever heard of that, right? Fleur de Lis Napoleon VVSOP. That's not even a real designation. Very, very special old pale. But boy, it was dynamite. You can find these little hidden jewels. All right, taste time. Sweet sugar. Yes, there's underlying wood, oak, vanilla, all that is underlying, but it's underneath. The undertaste is the wood and the oak. You know, the oak wood and the char and the vanilla. But the overtaste, right? The overt flavor is the sweet caramel sugar. Never heard them from the West Coast, so Hennessy is the go-to for bold flavor. Oh, well, Hennessy is everywhere. I mean, I'm from the Gulf Coast, the South Coast, and Hennessy is like, you know, it's ubiquitous. But you might be surprised. There may be the Fleur de Lis Napoleon. Most people never heard of it because they're never looking for it. It's just setting on the shelf in the most obscure way. If there was ever an obscure product, that's it. And there's no website, you know, there's no promotion for it whatsoever. It's not marketed at all. They set it out there. You can buy it or not buy it. Most people don't, but enough people do that they keep making it, right? I can tell you what the worst is. That's easy. And that's easy. The VVSOP, Fleur de Lis Napoleon VVSOP, that's kind of hard because I'm just pulling that out of the air because it came into my head first, which means it's probably correct. But Hartley VS Brandy, that's the worst. I don't even know if they make that one anymore. I don't see it anymore. I see the VSOP and then this other one called Hartley Brandy, just Hartley Brandy. It doesn't have a class designation on it. Oh, you know, and then they have the peach and the apple and that red berry, whatever that other stuff. I never tried those flavor ones from Hartley. I mean, heck, the regular Hartley is flavored with some kind of, I don't know what is, butter flavor or something. I don't know. The regular Hartley VSOP isn't exactly good. It isn't horrible. But that VS, Oh, that was a nightmare in a bottle. So that was the worst liquor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Crystal Palace gin wasn't exactly setting the world on fire. Although it's so alcoholic, you probably set your house on fire with it. No, but no, but the Crystal Palace was much better than the Hartley VS. I mean, in Crystal Palace isn't really that good, although it's popular, probably because it's cheap. All right. I think this has got to be Jim Beam. Seagram's for flavor is pretty good, except for the apple about puked. I never tried any of those Seagram's flavored, and I never tried those Seagram's gin and juice. I've had the Seagram's extra dry gin, which is really good. Maybe that's why it's the most popular gin in America, in the world, at least in America. The Distiller's Reserve, the black and gold label, the black label with the gold trim, that's much better. It's about 25% more expensive. Should be. It's a much better product. It's not sold in every area. They claim it's not sold in Louisiana if you check their locator tool, but that's not accurate because I've now seen it in probably 5 or 6 stores. So I even called the distributor and they said, we don't sell that here. Well, it's here. Somebody's selling it. What are they doing? Bootlegging it in? And I do know that goes on. They bring in beer and liquor that isn't supposed to be distributed here. You know, they're violating a 3-tiered system. But that goes on all over. They take a van to Mississippi and they bring stuff in and sell it. And they figure no one's going to notice. They do that in New York City. I talked to a store in one of the boroughs. I won't name the borough. He said, oh, yeah. We just take a van across the river to New Jersey and we buy the beer retail, and they pay the $14 to cross the bridge, and they sell it in New York City, and they still make a big profit just because of the the markup. So it's worth it to them to smuggle it in a van and pay for the gasoline and the toll. It's probably why they got the toll on the bridge, the $14 toll, which is an extraordinarily high price, because they don't want people to all day long just cross the bridge and bring things into New York because of their ridiculously high prices relative to New Jersey. So, because you don't have to pay to go from New York to New Jersey, that's free. No toll, only to go from New Jersey to New York now. I think we can figure out why. Quality over quantity. Yes, I agree with that. But then some of these lower priced products, you can get a lot of quantity, but then you can get a lot of quality. So we talk about trade-offs. In this case, there's not much of a trade-off. You're trading price, but you're still getting quality. So that's the best of both possible worlds, right? That's the best deal. When you get the high quality, the high quantity, and the low price. That's why that is one of the great attributes of the VVSOP Fleur de Lis Napoleon brandy, French brandy. Now, do they have a lot of low price, low quality? Oh, yes. I have not had good experience at Trader Joe's with their budget beers. They're ghastly. I even think I'm going to revisit those, but I can't force myself to do it, like Name Tag. I just dread thinking about it. When I think of Name Tag lager, it gives I grit my teeth. It's so, ugh. And even Whole Foods Market, that expensive grocery store, they sell horrible house brands. And but the Trader Joe's, I bought that, and it's imported from Spain, but it's a house. The company that makes it doesn't sell it under. That's probably specially made for Trader Joe's, Aldi stores, because how could they stay in business selling this stuff? That cream sherry and that dry sherry. Oh, ugh. I see why it's $4.99 a bottle. It's about $3 too expensive. Ay, 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 that stuff was unpleasant. So it's like, really? You really need to go to Trader Joe's in your BMW and buy this $4.99 cream sherry, and you getting a great deal? You're not getting a great deal. Nope. And then they had their brandy. What was that stuff? The Pierre Duchesne, whatever it was called, something dog, something. It was a dog. $10.99. I can get Paul Masson Grand Amber for $9.99, $9.79 at Walmart. It's a lot better than that Pierre Duchesne French brandy. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I don't know, hardly ever go to Trader Joe's. Oh, I'll be back. Probably won't be too thrilled. Okay, time to call this. I think this is the Jethro T boots. And I'm right. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. This is the Jim Beam. I did it. I did it. Because there's just, well, I was going to say there's no mistake in that Greenwood and mossy presentation. Well, there is a mistake in it because I've gotten it mixed up in the past, but not this time. Nope. So but now, which one's better? It's a good question. I don't even know the answer to my own question. Let's see. You know, like Columbo would do. Okay. I'm a little worried. No, oh, one more thing. No, I think the Jim Beam is a little better, honestly. Sorry, Jethro T Boots. Sorry, CVS Pharmacy, but you don't win. But you gave it a good run for the money. And for $8.99, hey, not a problem. Not a problem. But a little too much candy sweetness. A little, it's not refined enough, really, honestly. But remember, the Ancient Age, it tied. Remember that? It tied with Ancient Age, but then Ancient Age is not. I saw Ancient Age on Jefferson Highway at Langenstein's. You know, Jefferson Highway is an old, that's back before they had numbered highways. They used to have named highways. And they got too confusing. Jefferson Highway went from Winnipeg, Canada to New Orleans. And I live right by Jefferson Highway. But they had Ancient Age for $9.99. So you figure $1 difference between the Jethro T Boots and the Ancient Age. So yeah, they were comparable, but the Jim Beam is just a little more refined. I'm sorry, okay? So sorry, CVS. Sorry, Sazerac. Oh, I'm sorry, the Legacy Distilling Company. Was it the Legacy? Yeah, Legacy Distilling. Yeah, right, sure. Not a real name. You're allowed to do that, though. So when people say that's a scam or a fraud, Not according to the U.S. government, although, well, you know, anyway, better watch what I say. But according to the law, you're allowed to have fanciful, or as they say, assumed names, alias names. But that may be the case in most countries. They just say, you're the consumer, take 5 minutes and do some homework. You know, don't come up here saying it's a tort. You're going to go to court and you're going to sue for damages because you bought Blue Moon and you thought it was a craft beer, and then you found out it was owned by Molson Coors, so you got damaged and you need a settlement. Those lawsuits don't hold up. They say, nah, you knew already that it was Molson Coors. You're just looking for a lawsuit. Plus, the person filing the suit admitted that they thought it tasted all right. Did you like it? Well, yeah. Did you find it was like spoiled or bad? Did you get ill from it? Well, no. How long did it take you to find out it was a Molson Coors product? Well, it took me like 7 minutes. That's time. And time is money. I said, get out of the courtroom. Get him out of here. Pull him or drag him out if you have to. Yeah. We have a winner, a clear winner. We are calling Jim Beam the winner. Jim Beam is the winner in this contest. We have a clear winner. Jack Larson Sr. says, are you okay, Jay? I'm fine. Why are you saying that? What are you talking about? Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. We have a clear winner, Jim Beam. Now, the next taste challenge, which might be in 2 days, is going to be Jethro T. Boots versus Jim Beam Choice. And I would think that would be even a bigger defeat, a greater defeat. I don't think that, because I think the Jim Beam Choice is better than the Jim Beam. I mean, not way better, but a little bit better. And so I don't think Jethro T. Boots is going to have a chance. Oh, liquor this early in the morning? Oh yeah, but I'm doing a taste challenge. Dawn Busters. This is being done for science. You understand. So I think I don't know, this could be a sort of spinning your wheels, because we've got Jack Daniels, number 7, you know, the green label. Then we got Old Granddad, and the Old Granddad bonded. And from this early challenge, I don't know if Jethro T. Boots is going to be able to hang with any of those, but that would make sense, because it's a budget product, store brand, private label. Hi from Miami, says Frederick. Hi. I have been to Miami as recently as last year, and I always enjoy going to Miami. Brian Jump says, hey, Jay, good morning. See your, oh, you mean Y-O-U apostrophe R-U-R. You are, that's a common mistake people make. You are drinking my favorite Jim Beam white label, white label, yeah. It's okay. I don't know why, you know, some people say, oh, Jim Beam white label is so terrible. I hate it. It's garbage. It's like, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with Jim Beam. Even my daughter was saying, oh, Jim Beam, oh, yeah. I said, what do you mean? There's nothing wrong with it. Is it the greatest bourbon? I don't know. I don't know what the greatest bourbon is. Couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure I've never had it. Jack Larson Sr. Okay, Jack Larson Sr. Just checking. I will message you later, bro. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is just being done because it's the main reason I like to see the sun rise up while I'm doing this, because it's dark. Right when I start, it's dark, and then it becomes daytime. It's kind of neat. And it's convenient. I can get this done and I don't have to think about it the rest of the day. It's done, it's recorded. I can go on and do other things like go to the store, buy some salad, bag salad. So easy, just cut it open and there you go. Not that, no, I don't buy that iceberg lettuce. Oh, that's just the worst. And it goes bad in like one day. You buy it, the next day it's rotting. I buy the you know what I'm talking about. It's like actually green. Romaine. The romaine with the carrots in it and the red cabbage. Yeah, it's like, it's green. Brian said, I don't know why they say that either. It's awesome. Last sip of Jim Beam. I don't know about the awesome. I don't know about awesome. I might have to take issue with awesome, but it's good. It's obviously not something thrown together with no care. It's a well-done product. If I had to drink only Jim Beam for the rest of my life, I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't bother me. I'd rather that than Jack Daniels, tell you the truth. Jack Daniels is a little harsh. They got angry on the tour when somebody said that. Like somebody said, that stuff's harsh. Like they're on the Jack Daniels tour and they're telling the guy that. He said, we don't use the term harsh. We say bold. Yeah, okay, bold. All right. That's it. But yeah, I find that the Beam is a little nicer. Not to disparage Jack Daniels. It's fine. It's like a legendary product. Not the original recipe anyway. They mellowed it out. Imagine back when they had the 90 proof. Think the 80 proof's harsh? What do you think the 90 proof was like? Let me know next time you come. There are several good breweries around. Yeah, I know. I went there last time and they had this winery I wanted to go to in a brewery, but they didn't have the right time frame. They had tour hours that were inconvenient. I said, oh, I'm not going to do this. It won't work out. So I just went to see the Marlins and did other things. Like, I wasn't going to work the whole day around these little restricted tour hours. Well, it's my favorite, so I guess I'm biased, huh? Well, everybody's biased, towards what they favor. So you just shouldn't feel bad about that. As long as you can look at it intelligently and with some perspective. If Jim Beam is your favorite, then it's your favorite. You don't have to answer for that. I know some people that say Miller Lite is their favorite, and it's somehow like people say, would they have to answer for that? Like, explain yourself. Explain to me why Miller Lite is your favorite beer. Like, why would they have to explain that to you? That's what they like to drink. Isaac Rockmore says, I don't understand people chugging bottles of alcohol these days. That's what gets views, but it's pretty retarded. It's insane. I see these videos where they're chugging Hennessy and other strong, hard liquor. I think that's madness. It's crazy, and I would never, ever watch a video like that except to say, there it is, and then I turn it off. I would never give a link to the video, and I would never praise something like that. That's total. It's just like you say, it's trying to get views and show off. There's no purpose, no good purpose in that. That's bad business all the way. I have total opposition to that. No way. Did you say you were going to revisit the Trader Joe's beer offerings? No, I said people often tell me I should, and I think about it, then I can't bring myself to do it because it's so objectionable. You know what I mean? What do I think of Keystone Light, my favorite beer, says Brian Jump. Well, I think Keystone Light is fine. I don't ever drink it because I don't really drink light beer. So that's not a disparagement against Keystone Light. It's just I don't drink light beer. I don't drink Keystone, the regular one, because I can't get it. And I don't drink Keystone Ice because I cannot get it. I used to get Keystone Ice. I thought it was fine, fine light beer. Ice beer was no problem. So when I drink beer, I just drink, like Milwaukee's Best Premium. Because it's cheap. It's $15.98 a 30-pack. So, it was $17, they dropped the price. So I drank it. I mean, I drank, you know, inexpensive stuff like that. I see no problem with Keystone Light. Is it as good as Coors Light, as some people claim? I don't believe that. No, it's not as good, but it's a good trade-off because you're paying so much less money, and what you're losing is minimal. So you don't really lose a lot in the trade-off. So we can't get it here in North Carolina either. I think he's trying to say, yeah, yeah. Keystone Ice has pretty much been relegated to the ultra rare category, sort of like Red Dog and what's that other one that you can't? Oh yeah, Coors Extra Gold. It just you may as well say they're practically unavailable. They're practically discontinued. Okay, well, enough of this jibber jabber. Been on 31 minutes, so that's that. Clear-cut winner, no contest. I mean, it was a contest, but what, you know, people use that term, no contest, meaning it was no close contest. So Jim Beam is the clear winner, But Mr. Tank says, "Damn it, Ronald, again? Again what? What does that mean again?" Dancing Dog 60 says, "Hey, Ron, do you like the new Bush can design?" Yes, I love it. Have you seen that Anheuser-Busch is now advertising on ESPN and Fox Sports? I've seen it talked about, and I think I overheard an ad in the background when I was doing something, but I don't think I actually ever saw the ad. But that's okay. You know, I know they're doing it. Bye, Ron. Have a good rest of the day. You too. Mr. Tank says, "Laugh out loud joking." I hope so. There were a few that were good, particularly those made by Firestone Walker. Those were good. Those are good. Like the Black Toad and the Joseph's Brow series and the Joseph Belgian Golden Ale made by Martins of Belgium. All really good stuff. Those can really compete. They can actually compete with craft beer. They can compete. But the Minhas ones, most of that stuff from Minhas, like you're saying, is just monstrously bad. So it's interesting when you go to trade shows. You can get stuff that's credible, can get into the ring with craft beer brands and battle. And then you get stuff like Name Tag Lager in simpler times that can't even battle with, I mean, Miller High Life. That makes Miller High Life the greatest beer ever made. Okay, so if you drank Name Tag Lager and that was your experience in drinking beer, or Boxer Lager, same company, in-house, and you drank Miller High Life, you would think Miller High Life was the greatest beer on the planet. And it is, compared to those atrocities of mankind. It's like people will get on the internet and say Budweiser, that's the worst stuff ever. No one saying that has ever drank a Camo beer, obviously. Because if you drink Camo Silver Ice, then you would realize that this business about Budweiser is the worst beer ever is nonsensical. It makes no sense. First of all, well, I don't want to get on a big rant. Go buy some 40 Street Legal. Go buy some Axe Head. Then tell me Budweiser is the worst beer on the planet. First of all, I don't even believe that on its own merits, but because I think Budweiser is well done. That's why we're examining it tomorrow night. But, you know, just go get Axe Head and then talk about what's bad. Precisely. Name Tag Lager, laugh out loud. Awful. It's a terrible name for a terrible beer. At least the name and the label is comparable for what you get, because if the name is weird and the label is bad and the beer is horrible. Talk to you later, bud. Okay, everybody take care. Talk to you later. Goodbye, folks.